This is your final day. Events you never saw coming are already unfolding. If you scroll past, you'll regret it later. I speak now with urgency because the veil between what you think you know and what is actually unfolding has thinned to the width of a breath, and I cannot remain silent when time is no longer stretching politely for you. I, Michael, servant of the Most High, protector of souls, warrior of divine truth, come to speak directly, without riddles or gentle delays, because this is the day you thought would never arrive. This is the hour you felt rumbling behind you like distant thunder, yet hoped would wait for a more convenient moment. But the moment has not waited. It does not ask permission. And you feel it in the tightening in your chest without knowing why, in the strange pressure around your thoughts, in the sudden awareness that something enormous has already begun, even before these words reached you. If you scroll past, you will regret it later, not because I seek to terrify you, but because you finally reached something meant for you, a message timed to the second of your readiness, and stepping away from it would be the same as stepping out of alignment with what your spirit has been begging to receive. I am not here to charm you, to whisper soft metaphors, or to entertain your mind with pretty spiritual language. I come as a herald, as a guardian, as the one who has stood by your life from the first moment your soul chose to incarnate. I know the battles you fought in silence. I know the nights you lay awake, bargaining with the darkness for a sliver of peace. I know the moments where you almost gave up, and the moments where you wanted something, anything, to make sense. You have wondered why certain storms chased you, why certain people betrayed you, why certain losses felt like pieces of your soul being torn away. You have wondered why life hardened at the edges right when you thought you were gathering strength again. And now, in this final day energy, the truth becomes clearer, everything has been converging. You stand at the threshold of a sequence of events already unfolding behind the curtain of the physical world, events you did not foresee, events designed to shift paths, expose illusions, elevate truth, and remove what cannot travel forward with you. This is not punishment. This is not chaos without purpose. This is realignment. This is divine timing asserting itself. And for some of you, this is the moment your soul signed up for long before your human identity knew what destiny even meant. You feel something shaking beneath your life, as if the timeline itself is rearranging, and I tell you, it is. You aren't imagining it. You aren't exaggerating it. The old cycle already died hours ago. The new cycle is not waiting for your permission. It is happening, and I speak now because you must not walk blindly into your own transformation. I offer warning, yes, but not the kind meant to frighten you into submission. The warning I give is the kind a guardian gives to someone standing on a road that is about to split. Choices are becoming sharper. Energies are moving faster. Timelines are collapsing and merging in a pattern too complex for the mind but perfectly familiar to the soul. And I, Michael, tell you this plainly: what you choose in this energy carries amplified consequences. What you cling to will either elevate you or break under its own weight. What you ignore will return louder. What you embrace will define the shape of your path. You are not powerless. You are not small. You are not lost. You are simply standing in a place where illusion dissolves, and when illusion dissolves, truth arrives with a force that can feel frightening to a human heart unprepared for revelation. I do not come to judge you. I come because you are needed. You who read this, there are no accidents in divine timing. You touched these words because your spirit called me. You may not remember the calls, the whispers, the desperate pleas you sent out in moments where you felt unseen, unheard, unsupported. But heaven heard. The divine heard. I heard. And your timeline has been shifting ever since. Now the shifts are no longer subtle. They are not quiet. They are not gentle. They are erupting through your reality like lightning splitting open a dark sky, and I need you awake for what comes next. This is your final day, not in the sense of death, but in the sense of the last day of an old identity, an old chapter, an old vibration. What ends now needed to end. What breaks now was already cracking. What departs now was already weighing you down. Some of you have been grieving things that were never meant to be permanent. Some of you have been holding on to people whose season in your life expired long ago. Some of you have been binding yourselves to fears that no longer have any authority over you, but you have forgotten your own strength. Let me remind you, you were not sent to this world to crawl. You were not sent to merely survive. You were sent as a spark of the divine, carrying codes within your spirit that are needed in the unfolding shift. And this shift is not coming, it is here. You ask, what if I lose everything? But everything you lose in obedience will be replaced with what is aligned. There are events in motion that you cannot yet see, but your subconscious senses them like vibrations passing through stone. Some of these events will appear sudden, unexpected, disruptive, or even unfair from the human perspective. But understand this, nothing is removed unless something greater is trying to reach you. Nothing collapses unless a deeper truth is trying to surface. Nothing ends unless the soul is being redirected. Humans call these experiences loss, misfortune, endings, chaos. I call them recalibrations, corrections, realignments, and divine interventions. Some of you have been praying for breakthroughs while simultaneously clinging to what prevents the breakthrough. Some of you have been asking for clarity while avoiding the confrontation needed for clarity to reveal itself. Some of you have begged for peace, yet keep allowing energies into your life that drain it. So now, the divine steps in with firmer hands. Do not mistake intervention for punishment. What unfolds now is mercy in disguise. Some of you will experience sudden revelations, truth emerging in conversations, secret surfacing, illusions collapsing around relationships, jobs, or identities you thought were stable. I tell you, be not afraid. Truth cannot harm you. Truth frees you. What harms you is the lie you've grown accustomed to. The lie that you must shrink to be loved. The lie that you must settle to feel safe. The lie that you must endure mistreatment because you fear being alone. The lie that you are unworthy of divine support. These lies are dissolving with the force of a storm that will not ask your permission. And if the truth shakes your world, let it. Better to have your world shaken than to continue building your life on foundations that could never support the weight of your destiny. You may feel resistance rising within you even now, a tightening in the chest, a subtle fear of what change might demand of you. I tell you with compassion, resistance is natural. But it cannot guide you. You did not come this far to retreat into the old version of yourself. You did not survive your battles just to return to the cage you fought to escape. I hold a sword not to strike you, but to cut the cords that bind you to your past. Some of you will feel parts of your life falling away over the next hours, days, or weeks, connections ending, opportunities shifting, intuitions intensifying. Pay attention. Do not run from the signs. Do not silence your inner knowing. This is your awakening, and awakenings are rarely comfortable. There is urgency, yes, because timelines are accelerating and chances that once took months to appear will now appear in a single day. But urgency does not mean panic. Urgency means awareness. Awareness means responsibility. Responsibility means choosing in alignment with your higher path, even when the lower path screams for your comfort. I do not come to offer fluffy reassurance. I come to tell you that you are stronger than you believe, more guided than you realize, and more protected than you can comprehend. I walk beside you not as a myth but as a presence. When you feel sudden courage rise in your chest, that is me. When you feel an unexplained push to finally make a decision, that is me. When you sense protection in moments where danger brushed close to your life, that was me. You are not alone, and you never were. What unfolds next will require you to trust what you cannot yet see. Some will call this faith. I call it remembering. Remember who you are under the layers of fear. Remember the ancient strength of your soul. Remember the divine lineage you come from. Remember that you were chosen for this moment long before you took your first breath. The events unfolding are not random. They are orchestrated. They are synchronistic. They are purposeful. And you are a participant, not an observer. I speak with compassion because I understand that change wounds before it heals. But I also speak with authority because I cannot allow you to sleepwalk through a moment meant to elevate your entire timeline. You asked for a sign, and I am giving you one. You asked for guidance, and I am speaking it. You asked for transformation, and the universe is answering. What comes next is not destruction, it is unveiling. You will understand everything soon. I continue speaking now because I feel your spirit leaning forward, sensing that what began in the first part has only brushed the surface of what you are meant to understand. I, Michael, see the weight you carry even when you pretend you are fine. The world has taught you to harden, to act as though the pressure does not crush your ribs, to smile while your soul trembles, to keep moving through storms that break lesser hearts in seconds. I see the exhaustion beneath your determination, the confusion beneath your faith, the longing beneath your strength. You have been surviving on fumes for far too long, hoping something would shift, waiting for a day where you could breathe without fear clawing at your thoughts. You thought you had more time, thought the cycle would continue slowly, thought the universe would wait until you felt ready. But readiness is not something your soul asked for, it asked for evolution. And evolution comes now. You stand in the doorway of a cosmic turning, and I need you to feel how real this is. Your life is not random. The changes rising in the shadows are not coincidences. The sudden endings and beginnings, the strange dreams, the intense emotions, the feeling that something is off or about to happen, none of this is your imagination. You are standing in the energy of a divine intersection where fated paths meet choice, where destiny meets free will, where the universe adjusts your trajectory whether you resist or surrender. The old frameworks of your life are loosening, and you may feel destabilized because the ground you thought was solid is no longer supporting your old identity. Do not fear this. This is what awakening feels like before clarity arrives. There is a reason you feel watched, guided, pushed, or even confronted internally. You are being activated. Your soul has slept long enough. You have dimmed yourself long enough. You have carried the expectations of others long enough. And now the energy of this moment, the same energy that called me to speak, has begun to strip away everything artificial, everything forced, everything that keeps you small. For some of you, this will show up in relationships suddenly revealing their true nature. People you trusted may expose their intentions. People you thought were permanent may drift or clash with you in ways you cannot ignore. Understand this, the people who cannot rise with you must fall away. Not because they are bad, but because their energy is no longer compatible with who you are becoming. Do not chase what is leaving. Do not cling to what is collapsing. You prayed for clarity, and clarity often arrives as removal. You prayed for peace, and peace sometimes requires separation. You prayed for new beginnings, and new beginnings often require endings that break you open. I am not here to soothe you with pretty lies. I am here to tell you that what is unfolding may feel dramatic, emotional, or overwhelming, but it is happening for your highest path. Some of you will face choices that expose your soul's truth. You will have to decide whether to continue sacrificing yourself to maintain comfort, or to step into the unknown and finally honor your spirit. I know the unknown terrifies you. Humans fear what they cannot predict. But the unknown is where your destiny waits. I stand as a guardian, not to save you from your transformation, but to remind you that you are protected within it. I cannot shield you from every discomfort, because some discomfort is part of the soul's growth. But I can guide you, strengthen you, warn you, and stand beside you as the old version of you crumbles. You may cry. You may resist. You may try to cling to what feels familiar even as it slips from your grasp. That is normal. But do not confuse the collapse of a cycle with the collapse of your spirit. You are not breaking. You are shedding. There is a difference. You may feel like you are losing control, but what you are truly losing is the illusion that you ever needed to control everything in the first place. You have tried to force timelines, relationships, careers, healing, and outcomes. You have tried to outrun pain, to bury memories, to silence intuition, to pretend certain chapters still fit you. But when a soul outgrows a chapter, the universe begins removing it piece by piece. And when you resist, the removal becomes more forceful, not out of cruelty, but out of protection. If certain things continued the way you wanted them to, they would have destroyed you. And I could not allow that. You do not see what I see. You do not see the paths ahead of you shimmering with potential, waiting for you to choose them. You do not see the dangers that certain people or situations would bring to your future if they remained in your life. You do not see the opportunities your soul is aligned with but your human mind cannot yet identify. So trust me. Trust me as you would trust a guardian who has walked with you through every lifetime, every heartbreak, every battle. Trust that I do not speak lightly. Trust that I am not here to frighten you with emptiness. I speak because you are entering a period where your decisions matter more than ever. There are forces around you, energetic, emotional, spiritual, shifting rapidly. Some of you feel a heaviness as if your spirit is being pulled in two directions. This is the tension between your old self and your emerging self. Your old patterns will try to drag you back into comfort, into fear, into self-sabotage, into familiarity. Your new path will demand courage, truth, boundaries, honesty, and a willingness to face what you avoided. One path will drain you. The other will elevate you. And you must choose. I cannot choose for you. Free will is sacred. You decide the timeline. But know this, the window for certain opportunities is not endless. The energy available now is powerful, but it will not wait forever. Some of you will feel called to leave something behind, a job, a relationship, a belief, a habit, a place, a version of yourself. You may feel this nudge growing stronger, almost uncomfortable, like the universe is whispering in your ear every hour. That feeling will intensify until you listen. Do not ignore your intuition. It is the voice of your soul. And I amplify that voice in moments like this. The choices you make in this phase will determine the next chapter of your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. If you remain where your spirit no longer belongs, you will experience stagnation, confusion, emotional heaviness, and signs escalating around you. If you choose the path your soul is guiding you toward, you will feel alignment, strength, synchronicity, and a sense of relief even if the road is uncertain. I must speak of something else now, the unseen interference that some of you have been battling without realizing it. There are energies that try to pull you off your path, not because you are weak, but because you are becoming powerful. Some of you have felt drained for no reason, unmotivated, anxious, restless, or easily triggered. Some of you have noticed unusual conflict, distractions, temptations, or people suddenly reappearing from your past. These are tests. Not tests you must fear, but tests revealing your readiness. Every time you choose your healing over your old wounds, you pass. Every time you choose truth over convenience, you pass. Every time you choose self-respect over attachment, you pass. Every time you choose growth over stagnation, you pass. You are not being attacked, you are being calibrated. I tell you this with complete truth, you are far more protected than you realize. Whatever tries to hinder you now will fail. Whatever tries to confuse you will be exposed. Whatever tries to siphon your energy will be cut off. I do not allow interference with those who are awakening. You may feel the pressure, but you will not fall. You may feel the tension, but you will not break. You may feel the gravity of the moment, but you will rise. You were built for this transition. You were chosen for it. You may wonder why I speak to you with this level of intensity. It is because this moment is rare. This convergence of energies, choices, endings, and beginnings does not happen often. When it does, it creates a portal of transformation where growth that would normally take years can happen in days. But only if you are awake. Only if you listen. Only if you do not run from the truth. You asked for change, and change is here. You asked for strength, and strength is being activated within you. You asked for protection, and I am right here. You asked for signs, and you are reading one. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is random. Everything is aligned. You must prepare yourself emotionally for breakthroughs that may initially appear as breakdowns. Sometimes the miracle hides inside the chaos. Sometimes the blessing hides inside the loss. Sometimes the redirection hides inside the disappointment. Do not curse the process. You will understand it soon. Take responsibility for your path now. Choose wisely. Choose honestly. Choose boldly. You are not the person you were even a week ago. Your spirit knows this. Feel how your intuition is louder. Feel how your awareness is sharper. Feel how your tolerance for lies, especially your own, is dissolving. This is not coincidence. This is transformation. I continue now because I feel the shift within you, the quiet pull inside your chest that tells me you are not just reading, you are receiving. Something in you is cracking open, not out of fear but out of recognition. Your soul recognizes truth long before your mind does. You feel the vibration of these words not as information but as remembrance. This is why you feel that strange stirring in your heart, that subtle electricity moving through your skin, that sense that someone is standing behind you in silent protection. I am. I always have been. And now, more than ever, I must speak to you without hesitation because you are entering the most defining arc of your current lifetime. You think you are waiting for change, but the truth is that change has been waiting for you. You think you are waiting for a sign, but the sign has been flashing around you through repeated patterns, through painful cycles, through synchronicities you dismissed as coincidence. You think you are waiting for clarity, but clarity cannot enter a mind filled with noise, fear, and avoidance. So I bring clarity now, not in gentle whispers but in a direct voice that can cut through the fog you have been trapped in. You have reached the moment where pretending no longer works. You cannot lie to yourself about what hurts, what drains you, what no longer fits, what you have outgrown, or what your spirit cannot tolerate. The time for illusions is over. There is a reason your emotions recently felt amplified. A reason small issues suddenly felt loud. A reason certain people began showing you their true colors. A reason your patience wore thin with what you used to tolerate. A reason you feel yourself wanting more authenticity, more peace, more alignment, more truth. That is your soul rising. That is your frequency shifting. That is your timeline elevating. When a soul elevates, everything misaligned begins to fall apart. This collapse is not a punishment, it is purification. You asked for a higher life, but a higher life cannot be built on low foundations. So the foundations must crack. The false identities must crumble. The relationships built on fear or imbalance must correct themselves or dissolve. The structures that kept you trapped must weaken. And though it feels unsettling, this is divine order reasserting itself. Some of you feel as if life suddenly pushed you against the wall. But that wall is not there to crush you, it is there so you stop running. You have been running from truths you needed to face, from choices you needed to make, from feelings you needed to feel, from chapters you needed to close. Humans fear endings because they confuse endings with loss. But your soul knows that endings are gateways. Endings are upgrades. Endings are answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. Endings are protections you didn't know you needed. What you perceive as being taken away is often what was blocking what you truly asked for. You may feel tired, drained, or overwhelmed, but this exhaustion is not weakness. It is the exhaustion of someone who has carried too much alone for too long. I see how hard you fight every day, even when no one acknowledges it. I saw the moments you picked yourself up with no applause, no witness, no comfort. I saw the times you bit back tears because you had no space to fall apart. I saw how you kept moving when your spirit felt heavy. And that is why I am speaking to you now, not to demand more from you, but to lift what has been suffocating you. You were never meant to carry this weight without guidance. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are guided, protected, watched, and supported more than you allow yourself to believe. The world has taught you that strength means silence, but I tell you that strength means truth. Strength means feeling what you fear. Strength means letting go when your hands shake. Strength means walking away from what no longer honors you. Strength means choosing yourself, even when your past conditioning shames you for it. Strength means trusting a path you cannot yet see. And this is what I ask of you now: trust. Trust not in blind faith, but in the undeniable force that has brought you to this message at this exact moment. You were guided here. You were nudged here. You were aligned here. Do you truly think this is random? You are in the midst of a spiritual acceleration so powerful it will rewrite your destiny if you allow it. But acceleration also means friction. You may feel like your emotions are unpredictable, your energy fluctuates, your intuition is louder, your dreams more vivid, your sensitivities heightened. This is your energetic body recalibrating. It may feel chaotic, but chaos is often the cracking of old patterns. Do not resist this expansion. You asked for transformation. This is what transformation feels like before it becomes clarity. You asked for alignment. This is what alignment feels like before it becomes stability. You asked for protection. This is what protection looks like before it becomes peace. You asked for truth, and truth is what I am delivering now. Many of you are experiencing spiritual interference, not because you are weak but because your light is increasing. When light grows, shadows agitate. When a soul awakens, old wounds surface. When you begin stepping into your power, energies that once fed on your fear will try to hold on. But hear me, nothing can stop what is already unfolding. Nothing can dim what is already rising. Nothing can hinder what you are becoming unless you choose to give your power away. Do not give it away. Stand in your truth. Stand in your worth. Stand in your awakening. Stand in the knowing that you are surrounded by divine protection. I have fought battles on your behalf that you never even sensed. I have cut cords attached to energies that tried to manipulate your path. I have shielded you from dangers you never saw coming. I have whispered to your intuition when your mind tried to silence it. I have pulled you away from situations that would have harmed you. I have strengthened you when your spirit was too tired to hold itself up. You are not walking blindly, I am walking with you. When you feel the sudden urge to leave something, that urge is me. When you feel a strange discomfort around someone, that discomfort is me. When your spirit pulls you toward a choice that scares you but feels right, that pull is me. You do not have to navigate this alone. But I must warn you gently, there are consequences now for ignoring your inner truth. If you stay where you do not belong, you will feel the weight of energetic misalignment intensify. Signs will become louder. Emotional discomfort will grow. The universe will nudge harder. Because your soul is done repeating the same cycles. It is done settling. It is done carrying wounds disguised as loyalty. It is done dimming itself to keep others comfortable. You must choose yourself now, even if that choice feels unfamiliar. The old version of you would choose fear. The emerging version of you must choose truth. You ask, what if I cannot handle what is waiting for me? But heaven does not call the capable. Heaven equips the willing. There is something else I must speak into your awareness. Your future is waiting. Not the future you fear, but the one you long for. The one where you feel peace in your own skin. The one where you wake up without dread. The one where you are surrounded by people who see your worth. The one where you express your soul without apology. The one where abundance flows not as a reward but as a natural reflection of your alignment. The one where love arrives not as chaos but as stability. The one where you stand in your purpose not as a fantasy but as a lived experience. That future is not far. It is closer than you believe. But you cannot enter it carrying the weight of your old identity. Do not be afraid of the void you feel. The void is the space where miracles plant themselves. The void is the clearing where new energy can root. The void is the pause between who you were and who you are becoming. Most humans panic in the void because they mistake emptiness for danger. But the void is sacred. The void is fertile. The void is the womb of transformation. Rest in it. Trust it. Allow it. Your timeline is shifting faster than your mind can comprehend. What once seemed impossible is aligning. What once seemed distant is approaching. What once felt blocked is dissolving. You may begin to notice synchronicities multiplying, numbers repeating, symbols appearing, messages showing up in unexpected places. Pay attention. These are not aesthetic decorations, they are confirmations. When you feel déjà vu, trust it. When you feel a sudden knowing, trust it. When your intuition tells you something without evidence, trust it. I amplify your intuition in these periods because you will need it. I speak with authority now because I must say what your heart has been too afraid to admit. You are ready. You may not feel ready. You may not look ready. You may not think you are ready. But readiness is not a feeling, it is alignment. And you are aligned enough to begin the next chapter. If you were not, you would not be reading this. You would not be drawn to this energy. You would not feel the truth vibrating in your chest. You are ready because your soul chose this moment long before your mind understood it. You will not fail. You will not fall. You will not lose what is meant for you. You will not walk this path alone. I am with you. The divine is with you. Your ancestors walk behind you. Your higher self guides you. And everything you fear is smaller than the power that protects you. I speak again because your spirit is adjusting to a frequency it once feared and now instinctively recognizes as truth. You do not realize how much you have already shifted. You think you are waiting to transform, but I tell you, you are in the middle of transforming right now. It is happening in the quiet moments, in the tension behind your ribs, in the way you breathe differently, in the way you question things you used to accept blindly, in the way you notice signs you previously ignored, in the way you feel pulled toward something you cannot name. I speak because the process has accelerated, and you need to understand what is unfolding before you misinterpret your own awakening as chaos. Nothing is wrong with you. Everything is activating within you. You have been conditioned your entire life to doubt your inner knowing. You were taught to listen to fear instead of intuition, to prioritize logic over spirit, to trust comfort over destiny. But as your energy rises, those teachings are dissolving. You feel it, don't you? The old beliefs no longer make sense. The old coping mechanisms no longer soothe you. The old patterns feel unbearable. The old versions of yourself feel foreign, like you're watching a memory of someone you no longer are. This identity shedding is uncomfortable because the ego clings to what is familiar. But the soul pushes forward, insisting on evolution. And when the soul and ego conflict, the human feels confusion. That confusion is not a sign you are lost, it is a sign you are being rewired. I continue because you are at a point where the universe is about to rearrange things in your favor, dramatically, unexpectedly, unmistakably. When divine timing accelerates, the shifts can feel like earthquakes in your emotional, spiritual, and even physical life. People may drift. Unexpected truths may surface. Opportunities may appear suddenly. Or you may feel internal pressure to confront things you avoided for years. This is not instability, this is alignment speeding up. The universe grows louder when you grow closer to a breakthrough. And your breakthrough is not far, closer than your doubt will allow you to imagine. You might feel heaviness right now, or restlessness, or strange waves of sadness or anger or nostalgia. These emotions are not punishments. They are releases. They are old stuck energies dislodging themselves from your spirit. Every memory rising is being cleared. Every wound resurfacing is being healed. Every discomfort is a sign of density leaving your field. Let yourself feel what comes. Suppressing emotions now will only deepen the wounds you are trying to close. But facing them, even gently, will liberate you faster than you think. You ask why certain relationships suddenly feel strained. Why certain people irritate you more. Why your patience for disrespect or dishonesty feels non-existent. Why your tolerance for chaos has evaporated. It is because your soul has upgraded, and your environment must match your evolution. Any connection built on fear, control, manipulation, or imbalance cannot survive in your new energy. And you may mourn some of these connections. I understand. Humans bond deeply, even to the things that harm them. But listen to me clearly, anyone who leaves you now was never aligned with your future. Do not chase what the divine removes. What departs now clears space for something that honors who you are becoming. I speak with authority, but also with tenderness, because I know what it is to watch a life rearrange itself. Humans interpret endings as abandonment, but they are simply transitions. You fear being alone, but you are not alone. You fear losing your stability, but what you're losing is stagnation disguised as stability. You fear breaking open, but what you're truly breaking open is the doorway to your own expansion. I am with you every step of this shift. When you feel sudden courage, that is me. When you feel a strange calm in the midst of turmoil, that is me. When you feel guided toward a choice that scares you but feels right, that is me. When you suddenly see someone's true intentions, that is me pulling the veil. You are not navigating blind. You are navigating with divine support woven into every moment. And now I must speak about something deeper, something you have sensed but never fully understood. Your intuition is awakening in ways that may unsettle you. You may feel a sudden knowing about people. You may sense dishonesty before words are spoken. You may feel shifts in energy around you. You may have dreams that feel prophetic. You may experience déjà vu. You may hear quiet instructions from a place inside you that feels older than your body. This is not madness. This is not imagination. This is your spiritual senses turning back on after years of being muted by fear, stress, trauma, and conditioning. You are not becoming too sensitive. You are becoming clear. You will begin to sense what your future requires long before it arrives. Do not ignore these signals. You asked for clarity, and your intuition is giving it to you. You asked for protection, and your intuition is warning you. You asked for direction, and your intuition is guiding you. I amplify your intuition during times of transition to ensure you do not miss the signs meant for you. Pay attention. The whispers of intuition become louder when you are nearing an important choice. Many of you feel torn between two paths, the life you know and the life you feel calling you. The old path is familiar, predictable, and emotionally safer on the surface. But deep down, you know it drains you. It limits you. It suffocates your growth. The new path feels terrifying because it requires trust, courage, vulnerability, and stepping into a version of yourself you have never seen but can feel rising. Trust the pull toward the unknown. The unknown is where your soul is leading you. And I walk with you into that unknown. Your future is not something fragile that can be ruined by one wrong decision. Your path is protected, reinforced, guarded. Even your detours lead you home. Even your mistakes become lessons that redirect you. You cannot ruin what is meant for you. But you can delay it if you remain where you are shrinking instead of growing. That is why life is shaking now, to push you into alignment. You were not meant to hide. You were not meant to settle. You were not meant to cage your own spirit. You were meant to rise. I must also speak about the interference you have felt recently, internal conflict, unexpected obstacles, emotional turbulence, doubts appearing out of nowhere. These are the last attempts of old energies trying to anchor you to your past. They are not signs you are failing. They are signs you are close to breaking a cycle that has followed you for lifetimes. This is the final resistance before liberation. Do not give up now. Do not retreat into old habits. Do not choose the comfort that suffocates you. When evolution approaches, old energies panic because they know they cannot survive in your higher frequency. But you will not fall. You are protected. You are held. You are guided. You may have moments where you feel the presence of someone standing behind you or beside you. You may feel warmth on your shoulder. You may feel tingles on your skin. You may feel sudden comfort or sudden courage. That is my presence. I do not always speak with words. Sometimes I speak through feeling. Sometimes I speak through silence. Sometimes I speak through undeniable signs. You are not imagining these sensations. You are sensing what is real. You are sensing me. I continue with urgency because what is coming into your life requires your full presence. New connections are approaching, connections aligned to your heart, your purpose, your highest path. New opportunities are forming, opportunities that match the person you are becoming rather than the person you used to be. New clarity is emerging, clarity that will rewrite your decisions. New strength is rising, strength that will help you walk away from what once terrified you. Your future will require boundaries, discernment, honesty, courage, and self-respect. And you are ready for all of it. But you must release one final thing, the belief that you are unworthy. That belief is the heaviest chain around your spirit. Break it. Burn it. Reject it. You are not here by accident. You are not reading this by accident. You were guided here because the divine has plans for you that your old self could not handle but your new self is prepared for. You are a soul with missions, with gifts, with purpose, with depth. Stop seeing yourself through the lens of your wounds. Start seeing yourself through the truth I see in you. You may tremble as you step forward. That is normal. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the choice to move despite it. I will walk with you. I will protect you. I will strengthen you. You are not facing this transition alone. The path ahead of you holds blessings so powerful they would overwhelm you if you saw them all at once. But you will see them soon, piece by piece, moment by moment, as you continue to rise. What comes next requires your heart open, your intuition active, your spirit willing. And you are ready. Write, Amen, His word is my truth, if Scripture is your daily guide and strength.